Hello and welcome to this Bounty Hunter guide for Dota 2. I'm playing him as support, position 4, and I peaked at 8.5k MMR this year. I hit, I tweeted that I'm 8k, now I'm 7.6. I've had a few losses, it's the Christmas break, it's not my fault. But generally I don't feel like I'm very different, so it should be around like stuff you can use at 8k MMR and below. Oh, I don't want to play Dota. So we actually should go back a little bit here. So when you start with Bounty Hunter, one thing I recommend is going for boots, blood grenade, and a sentry, and of course observer wands if you can get. So I was lucky enough when I caught here. Look at this guy. He starts off with lightning bolt. He didn't actually wait to see what happens. So because I didn't know this, but I did not know that what he skilled, but I hit him because I saw him put the sentry. I didn't see him, but I clicked on him. I saw he had 2 wards. Now it went down to 1. So I'm like, okay. And we were so lucky because he bolted. If he had taken jump, he could have ran here, jumped, he would have been fine. But because he didn't, because he skilled his skill point at the start of the game without really thinking, he got punished. Now, you always want to take Shadow Walk level 1 because it gives you this sort of advantage of what you can do. Why isn't that worth? That should be last in the dice. Alright. It gives you that advantage of what you can do. You can just get on top of someone and do that. And it's very useful with the Shadow Walk. And you'll see the benefit of the boots in a little bit as well. In general, you might walk into a bad situation. The boots help you escape. So it's very helpful in that situation. And for facets, it has to be through and through. It's so good. You'll see like so many times you can just, you can track someone who's far away. You can shuriken a creep and it bounces to that person, hits everyone between. You can use it to farm. There's just so much value about it. Oh, I didn't realize you get 20% extra gold there. I was like, I haven't seen his innate ability for a while. But yeah. So I did buy a sentry one, I did use it, but because I'm up against the Zeus, some of your typical ideas don't work so well because like it's great to buy sentries and block camps. That's a good thing. You should always do it. But against some people who are really committed or a Zeus, buying 7 sentries is just not worth it. So I bought one, but you can see later on I don't really choose to use it. So we're up. We have Huskar and me against Morphling and Zeus. To be fair, this is not the best lane for me as a bounty hunter. In general, you thrive on like melee heroes where you can get some Janada hits who have relatively low chase. These are 2 mobile heroes who are ranged. So you're not gonna do too much. I was looking at this, I was like, I'm glad we got first blood. And then Divine Providence happens. Skelly, for some unfathomable reason, decides, let me go and D-ward, or I actually went to block. And now this is the value of the boots in situations like this. He still hasn't reached level 2. Remember, he didn't take a heavenly jump. So he's just going to be taking this pounding from, well, every direction, basically. It's a bit of a long chase, It takes a while, to be fair. But in the end, yeah, he gets the 2 wards, like, removed. But so what? I just got a solo kill. He's very clever. He tries to get, but I was able to time it right, and we just get another kill. It's fantastic for our team right now, the way the game is going. And of course, Huskar versus Morphling. Sure, Morphling has a lot of health, but Huskar took the incendiary, so you take a lot of like percentage of your max health. He can't really trade. And again, I am just on top of this Zeus. This Zeus is making a lot of mistakes, which is good for me. And because I have boots, I'm just going to run away. I highly recommend Tranquil boots. I don't believe that there are better boots for bounty than Tranquil. Sure, you can go for like Guardian Greaves and they're good. But Tranquil boots solves your health issues for the rest of the game. Whereas going for like, the Arcane boots and Temek, it solves your mana issue to a certain degree for sure. I'm more sick than I thought. But in general, I feel like no. You just want to get Tranquil boots so you can chase and super useful. Drums are also really good. Now, at the start of this game, my god, I'm gonna die. At the start of this game, I noted that the enemy, I'm gonna be taking my medicine, is actually all magical damage. It's Pugna, Zeus, Sand King, as well as Queen of Pain. Oh, thank god. So what this means is that what you really want is just get a pipe. Get a pipe for your team, and that's all you need. You're gonna be fine afterwards. So that's what we were, aiming for. I start off with the Tranquil Boots, and that's what I'm aiming for after that. Now, you might be thinking, well, what about Spirit Vessel? You're going to be up against Bloodstone, Sand King, you're up against Morphling. Isn't Spirit Vessel a good item? It is, but I'm generally not a fan of Spirit Vessel. Firstly, without the aura, it's so easy to remove most of the time. You know that Manta's going to come up on the Morphling, and maybe Sand King's going to get something for it as well. And in general, it's so expensive. By the time you get it, it's usually like at the point where you think, oh, I could have gone 5 minutes earlier, that would have been useful. I'm in the front. I'm trading hits. One of the nice things about Tranquil Boots, oh my god, is that I can go hit people, and guess what? If I lose health, doesn't matter. Now, I know that these guys are relatively low health, and I just want, that's all I want, just get a little bit out of position, and I got you. And unfortunately for Morphling, he underestimated the fact that I just, I got my level 3. Shuriken Toss is a nice bit of damage. It was like 100. Yes, 100. Junada on top. You can do a lot of hurt with this. This is a very nice power spike for Bounty Hunter. Some people can say you can take 2 points Shuriken Toss. I like the 1 point Junada. It just makes trading so much better. Now, I know that they have this area sentried at the top right of the screen. So I'm hoping someone goes back. I'm hoping someone just goes a little bit back, comes to me, and I would deal with them. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. And my Huskar does end up losing his life here. Now, I don't really want to be in the lane by myself. There's not much I can do as a bounty alone in the lane. It's like, you can get a little bit of CS. But in general, you want to be a terror around the map. So I think that very soon I teleport and leave. Does that happen? It should be happening fairly soon here. Because, yeah, staying in this lane, we got lucky. I feel like we got a lot of what we want. Like, look at this. Huskar is twice the CS of the Morphling. But any more than this is kind of wishful thinking. And I think the top lane, there's going to be like a rotation very soon. Again, I'm just going and trading hits. I didn't actually activate my Janada on this one. That was a bit of a mistake. And get the gold on it. You can turn off Janada when you hit wards because it actually procs the Janada hit, but you get no value out of it. So you're just Janada hitting a ward, but you lose the cooldown. So turn it off when you hit wards. And I see top, and this is what I was expecting was going to happen. And they're going for a dive here. So watch this. Something interesting does happen in this situation. At level 4, you always want to take a second point in Shuriken Toss. Always. But what I do in this situation is very different. I hit level 4 just as this fight is happening. I take a second point in Junada. Why? Because I worried that I wouldn't get the killing blow on the Pugna. So I felt like I needed to take it. And I was able to Magic Stick. Great item. Gives me that mana just when I need it. Able to go invisible. I actually try to sort of be near the fight. Remember, you have Tranquil Boots. You never have to go back to base. Tranquil Boots is the best. I love Tranquil Boots. Tranquil Boots is just awesome. So, and this is the benefit. You can stick in the lane for a little bit longer and just stay here for however you feel like. But in general, while you should be on the map, you don't have to stick to a lane. I feel like as a bounty hunter, you want to go from lane to lane to lane. And that's kind of what I'll be doing very soon. I want to make sure I don't talk about that. So I have like markers on the time. So I'll make sure that we don't have to see all the boring stuff. But yeah, I go mid. There's a Queen of Pain here. There's not much to do. But just move around the map, making sure that if there's a lane that needs me, there is pressure here. So we're going to go a little bit. And just in time to pick up both bounty ruins, because again, if you're mobile around the map, teams are going to be trying to chase you around, trying to get something. Look how much hats I have. I'm 3-0-1 at this point. Now, again, I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. Just stand behind the tower and hope that Huskar pushes them to me and I'm able to get the kill. But for now, Wisdom Ruins come up. Biggest thing you can do. I would love to steal their Wisdom Ruin, but it's fine. Now, here's the thing. Bounty Hunter has massive mana issues. Your spells are not expensive. 50 and 90, I think this one goes up to. And then you get Track, which is like 60. They're very cheap in terms. But you have relatively low intelligence gain, 1.9. You don't start with a whole lot of mana. And watch this. We can go behind the tower. I'll explain in a bit. But you need some form of mana regen on this hero. Because trust me, you're going to really feel like it. I want to dive. Now, if I had level 3 Junada, level 3 Shuriken, I would have gone, hit the Zeus under tower and killed him. But because it's level 2 only, it's not worth the risk. But, again, we are nearly tripling the CS of the Morphling, who feels like he can't do anything. Have you guys noticed ever since the medicine? So much better, right? So, I'm just staying behind the tower. They can't go here. They can't go here. They are really bunched up right now. And I'm just waiting for one of them to step out of position. I'm like, all right, let's go for the Zeus. Zeus, I think he times the jump wrong. Goes the opposite way. And watch this, by the way. This is why through and through is so good. I actually Shuriken toss the Zeus by slow the Morphling as well. This is why through and through is amazing. The slow is not much, because I haven't taken the talent yet, but it's still good. We dive under tower. It doesn't matter. We get a double kill. Crop shows up, but it's fine. It's okay to do this. This is what you want. I'm gonna skip a little bit here because I'm being very nice. They do get a kill here on the Quap, I think, on the Ember Spirit. But we're not here to watch him. We're here to show off. I mean, give you guys a guide about Bounty Hunter. Totally. Alright, so, talking about mana issues. These days, I'm getting a Ring of Basilisk. You can upgrade it to Vlad's later if you feel you need it. It's good mana regen early on. It's not amazing. And, of course, we get a very nice track kill here relatively early on to get us started. It takes a little bit, but yeah, very well worth it. If you can hit level 10, sorry, level 10, level 6 by that 9-10 minute mark, you're having a great game. And you just want to go and put as much pressure as you can. Track kills are so damn valuable. And yeah, this is going really well for me so far. If we look at the net worth, I am above the Morphling and almost even with the Spectre. Now, and I haven't really done too much. It's not like I'm getting 16 kills. Not like I'm doing. I'm 5-1 and 2, true, but most of it is just because we pressured lanes and we were able to get like 1 track kill. 5 kills is very good, but I don't even think I get more kills in this game. I think I get like 1 or 2 at the end. But overall, this is very ideal 10-minute Bounty Hunter gameplay. If you can zone them out in the lane, fantastic. If you can rotate a little bit here and there, that's great. Your rotations as a bounty is kind of okay, but reminder, you can actually use your invis as you're teleporting. So when you show up, you do have that instant stun. Don't save to teleport, you reach, then you turn it on because there's a fade time. So fade as you're getting there. We have a track on the Morphling. We're not going to let him go. No, it's like, I'm sorry, dude. I want this kill. I am desperate for it. I think it cost us quite a lot, but it's fine. We get a kill. It's a track kill. It's on the enemy carry. And again, I am just having fantastic time. Now, Zeus, Pugna, Queen of Pain, and Sand King. What does that make you think? Sexy, sure, all of them. But the second more important point is that they all do magic damage. So Pipe was the item this game. You get Pipe, it is fantastic what you're going to be able to do with it. So I knew, I was like, I have to get Pipe. I absolutely have to get Pipe. Mid lane, there's some action happening here, so I felt, all right, let me go there. By the way, the Huskar, thanks to our teamwork, he's top of the net worth. Ember's having a decent game. Spectre, not amazing, this net worth at 11 minutes. It's like decent. It's not great. It's not, but it's much better than Morphling. So it is fine. And okay, we're gonna go to about the 12-minute mark, I think. That's when, because nothing really happens until. Oh my god! So there's just a couple of trades here. Oh, so fast, so fast. All right. So yeah, we're here 12.5. I think I put that something. Now this is when things start going bad. I didn't really want to go for this kill. I actually was trying to go here to teleport top. I want to take the twin gate, but I see my Huskar going for it. I'm like, all right, we're committing. So now, it's not the best idea, and we're like, oh crap, he throws out Decrepify. I think that Sand King's able to survive, and we just lose 2 people. Spec shows up, and now, we've lost quite a lot of momentum because of this. This was a great rotation by the Quap. So, that's bad. We went for a really bad play, because again, I wanted to take the twin gate, but when your teammates commit, leaving them is a bad idea. You feel like you have to help them, because emotionally they'll be like, oh, you didn't help me and I'm gonna throw or something. It's it's Europe. So now we have to sort of try to regain our footing. We're still a little bit of an advantage, but you can see that what was a pretty decent sizable lead has gone even, and experience even favoring the enemy team. So all right. And again, I'm sticking to this guy. This guy's actually was like, my lane partner. I think I have him on my friend list. So I was like, all right, let me stick to him. I think we're still doing okay. I think he's still very strong. Unfortunately, a little bit too deep, and loses his life again. That's bad. That's really bad. Now he's died. Now we've died bottom 3. We've died once mid, and that's not ideal. I think, by the way, earlier he actually died to a Roche attempt. So that's 3, he's 2 and 6 right now. 3 deaths on Huskar. So his net worth, he was top, remember? Number 1, or was number 2. Now he goes down barely ahead of the Morphling, who we were crushing in the lane. So things, you have a good start, but it's not ideal how things work out. Oh yeah, skill build, always max out Shuriken Toss by 7. I had to put it by 8 because you guys know, because I had to put that point in Janada early just to get that kill on Pugna. I do recommend Magic Stick, and I don't recommend upgrading it. Magic Wand is good, but I think it's overrated. We get a nice track kill here. I think we get a couple of more as well. Quap is going to be hopefully losing her life. We do, yes. Why is it going? Oh, I want the hero chase to be, oh, I think I click on Huskar. That's why it changes. So yeah, we're able to get 2 Sorry, actually so far it's only one, but that's the second track kill, and it's on the biggest target you can get. I think can we get Skelly as well? Come on. Looks like I wasn't even there for that one. But it's a 3-4-0. We re-established control of the game. Remember, this was 12 to 13 just now. If you see bounty ruins and stuff like that, better, and your mids nearby, always let them have it. I was yelling at my team, not yelling, but telling them, please go for magic resistance this game. And Ember Spirit with the Mage Slayer was perfect. Now, obviously, when you're playing, you don't have influence. Like, you can tell your allies, please get this, but it's up to them. But I was really glad that Ember Spirit was able to buy the Mage Slayer. Like, it saved us so much grief. Of course, I've got the cloak. I probably could have had a casual raindrop at this point, but whatever. In general, as you can see, I'm still having mana issues, even with the Ring of Basilisk. It's just not enough. And Husk, he has completely tilted at this point. He's just running down lanes, not doing too much, which is why I wanted to make this video. It would have been very one-sided if it wasn't for him. As we get a kill on Skelly, we move out. What do we... Alright. So in general, this is going to be a bunch of kills for the next 5 minutes. So we're just going to be like skipping to when it gets important, which is about the 21-minute mark. Again, like, this is just, you know, rotate around the map, try to get kills, see what you can do. Not much happens apart from a few kills. Like, again, it's it looks like a lot. This is a game of Dota, pickoffs here and there. It's not the biggest deal. And where are we at? Alright, we're back to normal speed. So we're gonna be continuing the game from this point. Maybe I should have gone a little bit earlier. Actually, this is it's fine. It's fine. At this point, again, I'm still working towards the pipe. I haven't actually been doing a very good job of farming. This is a good fight for us. So I stick on top of the Morphling, right? And he almost brings me down. Look at this. They've got me down dead to rights. But thanks to the cloak, a good use of the shuriken, I actually am able to slow him from hitting me. And now he's trying to get on top of me. They know I'm around, but, you know, they can't actually get on top of me. And you keep reapplying track. Why? Because track, firstly, they can remove it. Secondly, it does do that 6% damage buff. It does 6, 12, debuff, sorry. 6, 12, and 18 damage. That's a lot. Like that, level 1, 6, alright, that's not much. But it still adds up. It's still useful. And of course, the bonus gold is fantastic. So you always want to try to reapply it. Now, here's a big problem with our draft. While we are great at hunting people, Spec, Ember, Bounty, fantastic, we actually lack tower damage for this game. Like, we actually have no one who really brings down buildings. You look at the other side, they got Pugna, and they've got Morphling. And Spectre is going for solo pickoffs. Is she able to get this one? Look at the pipe. Comes out, no damage from the epicenter. And I think she dies anyway, but that's not really, you know, like, epicenter is still very useful despite that. And I think we still get a kill on one person who was tracked, so it's still fairly useful. Queen of Pain tries to get on top of me, but again, I got pipe. I'm not saying I'm unkillable, but I got pipe. You know, it is pretty damn useful, this game. And Husk, by the way, continues to sort of be doing his own thing. He is 3 and 9 at this point. It's just really uninvolved with the game, unfortunately. But he's going for an item that I was begging him to go for, which is Magic Resistance. He says Eternal Shroud. I'm like, cool. You might think, hey, why not just get BKB? Because if you can time BKB, that's great. Awesome, you're fantastic. But in between, first it's going to get 6 seconds. You're going to be taking, fights are going to last longer than that. You might not time it. Secondly, you just need a bit more. Even Huskar, who has passive magic resistance, still wants more. That's how much this game, like, magic resistance is a big deal in this game. I'm going for Boots of Bearing. In general, I feel like I'm kind of slot limited, even though you think you got Wands, Basilisk, and healing stuff. But I like the non-break of the heal. The fight bottom, when I ran away from Morphling, I was thinking, yo, if that fight happens again and I have Boots of Bearing, I can actually, like, go in much earlier. And I want to do that. And again, the net worth is pretty damn good. On the other side, you can feel like, you can see where every item you buy has to be an item that solves a problem. Unfortunately, when you're really far behind, the Ghost Scepter on Zeus meant to protect him from Spec, and she's going to go for Nullifier. And it's like, you always have to think, what is that person going to buy, or how do I solve the problem that they present to me? I think we go for a pick off top lane at this point. We do. And we get him. But guess what? On the other side of the map, my Husk, for some reason, this guy, he's completely out of the game at this point. He is no longer playing. And, well, what happens? He goes bottom, reveals himself, loses his life, and suddenly we can't go for objectives. We can't take a 5 versus 4 fight. We have to keep playing for pickoffs. And because we don't have tower damage, we can't actually, like, go in much earlier. And I want to do that. And because we don't have tower damage, these pickoffs aren't leading to objectives. You know, we're getting a pickoff and it's good, but the goal, we're not going, we're 2,000 ahead. That's not much. So if you're playing as Bounty Hunter at this point, you still want to do the right thing, which is still just, you know, go around the map, put deep wards. If you can get gem, it's good, but in general, again, I'm up against a Zeus, so I feel like it's very risky. I was able to break the smoke, which was very nice. And I think that Spectre comes and helps me out in a little bit here. Spectre goes for him, gets the Orchid off, and that's just a nice kill for us. It's a good pick off, not much, and that's what we're gonna be doing. All right, so we're gonna be skipping a little bit here, and Husk again. Oh wait, watch this. Husk loses his top lane, right? He is going for the Roshan, and it's like, all right, we're gonna get Rosh. Unfortunately. And this is a very smart move by Morphling. He did not go for magic damage. I would have thought he'd go for Kanda, because, you know, it's like the brain dead. Woo, magic damage, Kanda, burst people. But no, he's smart. This guy's 8k. He knows what he's doing. He goes for Silver Edge. Break is good against Spectre, it's good against Huskar, and it's just a good item in general for him. Sorry about the coughs. He gets a nice kill, and suddenly we get a pick off on the Quap, we lose the Huskar. It's been the story of the game, and it's been very costly for us. Now, after Pipe and Boots of Bearing, I generally feel like, okay, any item I get after this is a bonus. And I do believe that magic damage is still the problem, and I want to be a nuisance in these fights. I want to live as long as possible. I'm going for Eternal Shroud. If you know, what was the name of that Vlad's upgrade? If that was available, I would have gone for that. You know, upgrade the Ring of Basilisk. And they're going to go for a kill here. They're very clever on the other side as well. They go for 2 Yule Scepters, one on the Queen of Pain, one on the Sand King. What this means is it's very hard for me to keep the tracks on them, and they just jump in, get a kill on the Lich. It's fine. I think but because I noticed that they used the stun earlier, I was able to just TP out to safety. Turns out I didn't even have mana, but at the time I was like, I think I'll make it out. If you at this point of the game, by the way, like past the 20-minute mark. Just get in a tree and TP. If they have stuns, they cancel, whatever. If they don't have stuns and you make it out alive, that's fantastic. But don't think you can just juke them. Just try and teleport whenever you can. And I should probably skip for about a minute here. Not much happens. Since I think we go into another big fight very soon. And there we go. Alright, by the way, I didn't talk about neutral items. Level 1, get Trusty Shovel if you can. It's the best. Level 2, I actually had a choice of Philosopher's Stone or People's Gift. I want People's Gift. I like the extra health. I want to survive these fights. I would have gotten a Philosopher's Stone in different games, but here's like, if I can live, it matters a lot. And of course, I'm going to go for this because it's the only tier 3 item that offers magic resistance. Vambrace wasn't available, so I remember that for a second. So now, we're still trying to go for pickoffs. We know that they have the Aegis, so fights are risky. But we are able to get, I think, do we get a pick off here? I think we do. 1 or 2. And again, you just are able to, if you can't get a shuriken on the target, track them, throw a shuriken to the nearest target. The jump range is massive. And I don't think I make it out of this one because the Yule Scepters are fantastic. So we trade 1 for 1. There's just not much we're doing apart from trading kills. Because we don't have tower damage, but they are the weaker squad. And that's the stalemate where the two teams are on right now. And by the way, because the Nullifier is going to be finished on Spectre, she is just eating this Zeus. And I'm not pointing him out as a bad player, but I'm showing you some mistakes. Putting a skill point early before you even leave the fountain, very bad. Don't do that. And secondly, he's going for like Ghost Scepter, and that's good. There's no item that can actually protect you from Nullifier, but he's basically getting it quite late, and Huskar, I think he loses his life here. What is he? No. He actually reveals himself, by the way. He's glimmered, reveals himself. Are they able to get anything out of this? It's not. Oh my god, dude. I'm looking here. Are they able to get something out of this one? Oh, not bad. I think they killed the Zeus at the very end as well, which is pretty nice for us. Should probably put this to free camera at this point. Yeah, free camera's probably better. Sorry about that. So they are able to get, I think, the kill on Zeus very soon. Does he make it out? I feel like he didn't. Well, either way, doesn't make a difference. By the way, at some point, I buy a couple of infused raindrops. It's good mana, and when you're up against magic damage, even at this point of the game, it's still a relatively useful item to go for. So, control of the game is okay. And, I think like in a couple of minutes, we go for a decent team fight here. So, just to make sure that you guys get information that's actually kind of useful to you. When it comes to buying items, I buy the cloak first because again, I'm only buying Eternal Shroud for magic resistance, so I might as well buy the cloak first. At this point, my magic resistance is 63%, and I take the damage taken talent at 15. Why do I take this? Because she's going for him. Yeah, gets it. There's a kill. Boom. She's got it. Why do I take this? Firstly, when you're up against these magic damage lineups, you're also up against cooldowns. What that means that every 10 seconds you can expect a big burst of damage, but in between you're not getting much. You know, like if you are able to survive his epic burst strike, epic combo, Sand King doesn't do too much. Same thing with Quap. In between her sonic waves and Scream of Pain, she's not doing too much. Oh, is it gonna be fine? I think they get this kill. I'm able to show up in time. The best thing you can do, by the way, is just show up in time and get the track off. I'm able to also keep him alive thanks to the pipe. I don't think, yeah, we're not killing a Quap with as a Lich and the bounty. So these cooldown, I call them cooldown capped heroes, something like Void Spirit. Every 6-7 seconds you expect a big chunk of damage. In between it's like right clicks that don't do it that much. Void Spirit is different, but so what I want is I want to make sure I survive the initial burst, and that's why I take the 30% damage taken. Another thing is, if I get the shard, it's good for my allies. And when you're ahead, you always don't want to die. You don't need more damage. You don't need more gold. You need that when you're behind. When you're ahead, you want to survive. And that's why I go for the damage taken. Don't think it actually... well, it doesn't help the Spectre at all in this situation. But it's alright. He's going to be fine. Okay, he's not. He's dead. And I think am I going to be losing my life too? Oh, and again, I'm kind of full health. To be honest, looking at it now, I think maybe I should have been a little bit braver. I mean, I'm so durable. I basically have 4,000 health. But it's fine. We are able to at least get on top of the Pugna. I think we killed the Zeus at a different point as well. So, we trade evenly, but again, we're just... Well, I say evenly, we lose Spectre for support, but we're just capped by this, and that we aren't able to go high ground. And as usual, by the way, we're at this point, I'm telling my team, guys, Huskar is not joining us. He's just doing his own thing. He is not helping us. When you have one player on your team who is not going to help you, he's like, I'm AFK in one lane. At least they're not AFK in the jungle. He's AFK in the lane. You say, let's all group around him. Because the enemies, for some reason, will think, yo, they're all there. We can wipe them in one fight. If 4 of us go top, Huskar is not coming. But if we go to Huskar, the team might help us out. And that was the logic I was trying to tell the team. I was like, guys, let's just group around bottom lane. Let's group around Huskar. Let's see what we can do. I'm still working towards the Eternal Shroud. And let's see, in terms of... Oh, you notice I'm starting to take points in attributes. Some people say, oh, you should max out Junada. Max out Junada is good. Junada, am I really hitting people? I'm hitting them to stun them. I'm not hitting them for the damage or the gold steal. So, if you want to put more points in Junada, I think that's fine. If you don't want, that's up to you. So yeah, bottom lane, I'm with Husk. I'm helping out. I throw out the pipe. I'm able to help to keep him alive in this situation. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my body there. I think that Husk blocked me. But yeah, I'm like, yo, guys, they're going to go for Huskar again. He has died, what, 12 times? 11 times this game. Let's go for him. So, that was a nice move. You can, it doesn't have to be bounty. Anyone can do this. And at this point, because I finished Eternal Shroud, I think I'm going for Hex. Looking back on it, I made a mistake. I should have bought a shard. But I think, I was like, oh, we'll probably get it from Tormented. This was a mistake on me. At 35 minutes... It's a good shard. I've taken the talent for it. I should have just bought it. It was a bit of a mistake. And yeah, how was my magic resistance? 64. Huh. Could have sworn it would be higher. Well, it's increasing every time I take hits. And that's a nice kill on the Quap. We're going to go for more. And we're doing a really good job. Again, he's able to survive a little bit because of the pipe on top of him. I think it's mostly the Glimmer actually blocking most of it. And Morphling goes in and he is out. And again, where's Huskar? Not with us. Now, what was this? The pipe, I don't think, it looks like, I didn't use it in the previous fight, but guess what? Sand King jumps in, pipe comes out, so much damage is blocked. Yes, I use it after the epi, but we still, after the burst strike, but we still blocked a ton, and everyone walks out of this alive. And reminder, try to stay as invis as long as possible, because your damage reduction is when you're shadow walked. So, unfortunately, we do lose the Ember Spirit. Rest in peace, MVP of this game, honestly. But But we're feeling like, okay, we can go back in this fight. Maybe that was a bad idea, though. But in the meantime, though, Husk, again, this guy's been doing his own thing, but he's not AFK jungle. He's AFK in a lane, and that's at least something. So even though they're chasing us around the map, he's just going to go for Rax, BKB, TP out. They have nothing to break it. I was very happy to see that. I think my son's outside. He wants to go in. Alright, do we have to do a time skip? No. So, we're approaching the last few minutes of the game. You might be thinking it's going one way. We'll see. But again, I should have bought a shard at this point. I also, one of the reasons I was going for this, because when you go for buying Hex, I want to buy one piece anyway, because the pieces are kind of useless for me. You do have a lot saved up for buyback. So that was kind of nice about buying the Hex. But it should have been a shard. Especially with the talent taken. At this point, 20,000 gold behind. It's not as over as it looks. 70%, that means you win 2 out of 3 games with this. There's a good chance they could come back here. So we are being a little bit cautious about this. We're not like rushing to go at them. We are being a bit careful. Also, I will mention this. At this point of the game, your items do more than you as a bounty hunter. Track, yeah, there's a bit of damage. You have a nice stun, sure, but you have to be melee to use it. Not easy. And Shuriken Tosk is like, the slow is less than a second, and the damage is decent, but not amazing. So basically, at this point, your usefulness as a bounty has decreased a lot. Getting a Hex would boost me back up to being useful, but at this particular point, I'm just a kind of a mobile ward with a lot of damage mitigation on top, which is fine with me. I don't actually mind that. It's just that you should know what you're signing up with. If you're Phoenix or Winter Wyvern, you can still do a lot late game. But if you're Bounty, past 30 minutes, honestly, you fall off pretty damn hard. Your goal is to get your team to win before that, or in a situation where they are going to be winning. And I think I was able to do that quite well. So know your limitations as a hero and when you're playing this guy. All right, we're going high ground. This was a very interesting high ground. I thought that this went kind of weirdly for us. I'm going to take the tower, just skipping it. And then we go for Tormentor. To be fair with you, when the shard didn't drop here, I should have just bought the shard straight away. Again, this was a mistake. Watching it back, you're like, oh yeah, I definitely messed up. High ground push. These are always exciting. Now, in general, I would not recommend doing high ground unless you have a pickoff done. But we know we're ahead. We can see 40 to 27. I can see I've got like involvement in 29 kills, so we know we have 12 track goal. So we're feeling pretty confident with the Aegis. And of course, he jumps in, pipe comes out. Look, even though Spectre does take a decent amount of damage, imagine if the pipe wasn't on. And like, again, we just block the epic ability. Can't do anything about the Sonic Wave though. As Huskar jumps in, he gets instantly broken, instantly dead. Shocking. But we do bring down the Morphling in the meantime, but it takes us a lot. Ember and Huskar are dead. And I'm thinking, yo, let's just get the racks and do what we can. Unfortunately, yeah, pipe is down now, and even though it gives you a damage reduction aura, how much am I blocking by? 70%, jeez. It's not, it's not much. What is it, 8% the aura? It's not great. We do bring down the Sand King though. Sorry about coughing though. And they're going for me. Again, I'm taking so much damage, but the Shadow Walk does a lot. I try to, fight for the last second, but I lose my life, and I think we are going to be losing the Lich as well. But this is 1 speed. It looks slow, doesn't it? Spectre, though, is Giga Chad mode at this point. They jump on him, thinking, yeah, let's just kill Spectre. Throws out, catches the Quap, bursts him down like he's nothing. Quap instantly buys back, by the way. He's like, if I don't buy back, I'm going to lose the game. And he kills the Zeus as well. Sure, he dies, but holy crap, was that a good one. Now comes... maybe one of the funnier that everyone's talking. By the way, I have the Zeus muted after this, so please forgive my terrible trash talk. What's interesting is that sometimes, you know what? What I said was you lead your team to victory, but you yourself don't contribute much after the 35-minute mark. 35 minutes, it's your items. And that's kind of what ends up happening. As the final fight of the game, I believe this is the one. Oh, this guy's mean. Ends up without me even being there. Like, they're just fighting bottom. Let's go normal speed. Oh, sorry, normal speed. Husk is trading with... it's not ideal, but I think they're able to get a kill. And I'm just all the way here. I'm nowhere near I can't TP, I can't do anything. The team is just fighting, and I can't show up. But I've given them all I can in terms of like map movements, in terms of making space, in terms of giving them track kills. So by this point, it's being there would have made a difference for sure, but it would have made the biggest difference. And they are able to just clean house with me doing nothing in the last fight. I feel a bit embarrassed about that, to be honest. But we're just gonna go for it. And Queen of Pain, despite having a fantastic performance, what is he? 12 to 4. Yeah, these two are muted. In the end, it doesn't matter. They call it. It's a you can't actually call it because it's a ranked game. And even though I buy the hex, I ended up using it once. I think we go and I hex like one person. I'm being mean because he was being mean to me too. You can't see it, but it was there. Morphling by his back. I think I go and hex him. There you go. One hex. And we are able to end the game after this one. So one cool thing is you can see after the game is over, I went all in on damage mitigation. All in. I was like, magic, fire magic. Magic damage is all that's going to come for me. So 1.6, it used to be 8. And when you look at the scoreboard, what do you see? You see that 55,000 damage was magic and 12,000 was physical. So I actually like getting Crimson and Pipe, but in a game like this, Crimson was useless. Pipe is all the way. And I kept telling my team, you'll go all in for magic. And you can see like it works for Ember as well. So, think about it. And I hope you found that this was useful. If you have a specific hero you want advice on or something, let me know. But for now, I hope you find this enjoyable. And thanks for watching.